to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
You are now listening to the Life in Football podcast. Check out the new website, lifeinfootball.com.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike V.
This your coach, Cole and Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch coaches all around the world. Top-notch coaches all around the world. Today, our very special guest is Coach Patrick Smith. He's the head coach over there at Tenoroc. He's doing some great things, man. And this is a coach who's making sure guys be successful. And then he putting in work to include his coaches and his staff to make sure everything gonna be top notch. And a lot of times when you at these high schools and when you playing ball as a player, you ain't really realizing, but your coach putting in a lot of work. And Coach Smith, that's what he doing. He putting in a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort getting put out. And what he trying to do is basically just build up young men to be successful and not only have achievements in football and success in football, but success in life as well. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let C-Mo bring him on.
How you doing, Coach Smith?
Hey, doing well.
It's a blessing to have you on, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys having me on here, being able to have a voice, just to speak about our program, just to speak about coaching in general.
Mm-hmm. Coach, not only did I meet you this past season, and
Yes,
we
sir.
talked about so much that I want you to get on here and talk too, but just recently, you was the small school coach of the year, correct?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Now, if y'all in Polk County don't know, he did a lot with less and brought the best out of each and every one of them players. Now, imagine if he had an extra 30 or 40 players on the team with what he got. Boy, y'all wouldn't want to sip. Oh, my goodness. So, Coach,
Yes, sir.
man, talk about that, man. Doing just all that you achieved this past year.
Well, and I want to start out with this. I want to thank my administration, our faculty and staff for supporting our program. We've been there now 4+ years, and it's like without good administration, good teachers to support our program, it'd be tough.
Right.
And then, if you're in this game of football, a lot of people don't see the beginning product, the middle of the product, the end of the product, how it gets there. And it gets there because, my name is at the top,
Right.
or wherever, but I need coaches. And so I have a great staff, mix of guys that some guys I've been working with 30+ years, easily. I can just go down the line. And if I can just speak freely real quickly, like Coach Cobb, we opened up George Jenkins High School.
Right.
That's like almost 30 years I've known that man, and he's on our staff. Coach Strickland, these are our offensive coaches I'm naming first. He was the head coach at Kathleen for a great number of years, and he brought me over to Kathleen to be his defensive coordinator. And when I got to Tenoroc, I needed an offensive coordinator.
Right.
And, he was willing to come over and help us out. You see how these relationships, help you out down the road.
Right.
And, I had Coach Odom that I've been working with since George Jenkins' time also, easily 20+ years. Chauncey Clark, a lot of you guys might know Coach Clark, played defensive end at Lakeland, was a state psych leader for quite some time, on our staff. And, just trying to make sure I don't forget guys, you know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
We had Coach Devon Williams as our offensive line coach. Coach Randy Brock, helped us with our stats and the scouting. We just had a great number of guys on staff. I'm just telling you, without good coaches to help you out, bro, you ain't getting it done.
Right.
I'm just going to speak freely. And it's like, I can only coach one position. And I found out early as a head coach that when you're trying to wear 50 different hats in coaching, it doesn't work.
Right.
So to have a great staff, that's how, we were able to make some things happen. Sure, we'd like to have 40 or 50 kids, but I'm going to tell you something, man. Tenoroc is a special place, special kids. Our kids were great. It's like, bro, I'm going to tell you, you came out and you saw our numbers this year. That's the most we've had in 4 years.
Yeah.
We've went into games with 18 kids. And we've been able to compete the past 3 years with 18, 20 kids. But, we take pride in, not only just like coaching the kids on X's and O's, but we condition our kids well.
Right.
So they're able to play, both ways, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we know if you were going one way, that would be the ultimate that you like to be to.
Right.
But, with us having a small squad, it just worked out. We just conditioned real well. And so it's just a special place, like I say, from the top, middle to the bottom, great coaches, great kids. And just speaking, how it's more than X's and O's. We're trying to build guys to be grown men.
Right. That's what it's about.
If you really realize this thing in high school football, there's kids coming to us that are 14 years old. And then, over that 4-year period, this kid comes in at 14, and now he's leaving you at 18,
right,
19. And it's like probably the greatest thing. It's nice to see kids playing on Saturday.
Right.
No doubt. What's better is when you look down the road 5, 10, 15 years, I'm coaching kids that their dads played for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's great to see these guys grow up and be men and be productive people in society. It's like, I can't even give you enough on that. That's what is great, seeing that, taking care of their kids, taking care of their families.
Right.
And so that's the greatest part about coaching is you get to affect young men's lives, young ladies' lives, down the road. So it's a tremendous honor, to be here, talk with you guys about football, about what we're all interested in are these kids, which they're our future.
Yep.
And it's like, some days are tougher than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to continue on, but some days are tough with these guys, and it's like, man, I don't have any hair on my head, you know what I'm saying? But if I had some, I'd be pulling it out.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, it's about these kids. And it's like, and I'll tell them that, I'm going to let you know when you're doing good. I'm going to let you know when you disappoint me. I'm going to let you know when I'm feeling some kind of way, I'm mad or whatever. And, you deal with it, I deal with it. It's about relationships. And so, when you bring your kid to me, it's like, I invest myself, these coaches invest themselves into your kid, and you trust me. So it's like when your kid, just say they mess up, they going to get the business.
Right.
I don't know how to put it any other way. The way I would want somebody to talk to my kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can talk to them. Other times, man,
got to really talk to them.
Yes, yes.
Got to really, so they can feel you.
Yes, yes. And so, sometimes, it's all about building relationships with kids. And I'm going to tell you this. And the best people in education know this. If you build a relationship with kids, it'll pay off.
Right.
They might not seem like they're listening.
But they are.
They are. They might not, it's just like when we came along, you know what I'm saying? I was hard-headed, you know what I'm saying? Mama had to do some things, that, I get on here right now, man, Hey, man, and it's like that. But when you build relationships with them, then things are going to work out. I'm just going to tell you. Kid might, I'm not going to lie, you're in the classroom, kid might cuss and fuss and this and that. You're looking at them like, man, what's going on with this kid today? Man, you all right? Hey, man, what's going on? oh, coach, my bad, man. I'm just having a tough day. All
Yeah.
right, man. Like, buckle yourself up, bro. You
Yeah.
can do a better job than that. But it's like relationships, y'all, and y'all know that it's about that. If you can build a relationship with them, they'll run through a brick wall for you.
Yeah.
So, just very fortunate to be in this business.
Nah, coach, this what when I'm listening to you, and I hear you say, mama, mama would have did this way. And you right, all of us were kind of hard headed. So at a certain point, I know I was. And
I wasn't that bad like that.
He
that means he was worse than all of us.
Yeah, he probably think he was doing good, but he was cutting the food a little bit, especially in class where ain't nobody looking. But what what parts do you take from your mom? Like now that you are educator and you raising young men and a lot of young men, like what do you take away from her, and how was it for you growing up with your parents?
The biggest thing I take from her is consistency. She was just always consistent. I mean, man, I was, sometimes me and my brother, I was like, man, mama crazy, man. But that's what she wanted us to think. She wanted us to feel like, okay, now she crazy, man. I can't go doing some of this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because, man, mama gonna be tripping. It's like, so it's like consistency. She was like always harping on us about stuff. And it was like, you know how it is. Like I love my dad to death. He's passed, but it was my mama that was there for the majority of the time. And so, and it's like that in some homes now, you know what I'm saying? And, you got great dads out there too, not to take away from dads, because it's Father's Day weekend. I'm a dad. I have 2 girls. But man, that consistency, man, she was just always on us, man. It's like, yeah, that consistency, man. When you like consistent like that, she give us the business. And every once in a while she might be nice, but not most of the time. And I tell my coaches stories like I'm sitting in class, in history class, man, cutting up one time. Teacher look at me and say, Mr. Smith, do I need to call Miss Chapman? No, bro, I'm good. Don't you call that lady, bro. Don't. Please don't. Whatever you do, just don't call her. Let me sit here. I'm going to be good. You got fellas back there behind you. Hey, come on, man. No, dog.
Done.
This man ain't finna call my mama. Y'all don't know what I'm going to have to go through when I get home.
Right.
And so, that being said, even with our football kids, you want them to feel that way. Now, but you also want them to, when they have some issues or whatever, to be able to come down and feel comfortable enough to talk with you about things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And being straight up. And I tell them, just don't BS me. You know what I'm saying? If you got something going on at home, come let us know. We'll work it out some kind of way. It's like, bro, it's telling you, it's not that X's and O's, man. All of us can do X's and O's.
Right.
If you study the game enough, all of us can do X's and O's. All of us. But it's about them relationships, man. And like, carrying that on back and forth with the kids. And like I said, it ain't always perfect. But you know what I'm saying? At the end, we got to work it out some kind of way so we can have you do well in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, and then do well on the field. They both go together. Right. So, and consistency. That's all I'm going to say, man. I got 1,001 mama stories I could tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's, I thought my mama could beat a bear.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I would go stay with my dad during the summers and stuff. And, I remember one time my dad was like, man, Pat, I should beat you too. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, if you hit me, I'm finna call Claudette. And there's going to be some problems over here. Bro, I wasn't going to tell him that. I wasn't going to act like that. But I'm thinking in my mind, man, I'm finna call my mama.
Yeah.
So y'all know how it is. So, like I said, man, she was always on us. But in the end, as I become an adult, I've understood some of the things that she did. That's the bottom line.
Now, Coach, if a young player want to be a part of your program, or a parent is interested in your program, or far as with having their kid be a part of it, Give them some information where your school at and how can they be a part of the program. Is a few things what they could expect from you as a coach.
Yes. So, and it's easy to get in contact with us. They can contact us through the high school, just called Tenoroc High School, and they can ask to speak to me, but more than likely they'll have to leave a message, and then
Right.
they can find out from, excuse me, the office, from our secretaries, the days that we have workouts, or like they can ask the secretaries, because I'm up. Y'all know how coaching is.
Yeah.
You always up at the high school, man. It's like you might as well put you a bed back there in your
Yeah.
office, because you're always there for the most part. And if they call the school and they just want to leave a message for Coach Smith, Coach Strickland, Coach Odom, anybody on our coaching staff, that we'll be willing to sit down, talk with the parents, and we can tell them what our program is about. The biggest thing is we want our kids to be responsible for what they're doing, whether that's in the classroom, whether that's on the field. We're gonna stay on them about their schoolwork. We're gonna coach them hard. When we're on the field, because you guys know it's like it ain't easy. It ain't no plaything when
It
you
ain't.
when you line up on Friday. And it's like, bro, I can't be nice to you out here. Like, what I'm saying? There are moments that, it's time for me to discuss,
Right.
hey man, you okay to cover two now. Remember, you got from the hash to the sideline, you know what I'm saying? And you got to do this. And then other times you got to just stay on them.
Yeah.
But, we take pride in treating kids right. You know what I'm saying? We take pride in establishing relationships with kids. And you bring your kid to Tenoroc, we're going to coach them hard. And it's like, we're going to be on them. It's like, we're going to demand some things from them. And I guarantee you that'll pay off down at the end. But, contact Tenoroc, leave a message for us. Then we'll get back in contact with the parent. All our parents have our cell phone number. So if they need to get in contact with us, it's an easy thing to do. But we take pride in our kids being tough.
Right.
And it's been a process the past 4 years, but Jason Looney, our principal, has entrusted us with this program, and our program has come a long ways. It's not just because of me or just because of the coaches. It's because of these kids. It's because of their parents. So we like to think that the parents can trust us with their kids, and we're more than willing to take on that responsibility. So just contact Tenoroc High School, ask for Coach Smith. I'm not there. They can leave a message, and we'll get back in contact with them.
Yeah.
There it is right there, man. Y'all heard it. Coach Patrick Smith, he's doing a great job at Tenoroc. He's the head coach, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, man, I love all the information he just shared. And when you're a young man, sometimes we, all of like my granddad and grandma used to say, you getting too big for your britches. Sometimes we all kind of get in that mindset, but from what I'm hearing from Coach, he trying to help you be successful, not just on the football field, but in life, man. And when them times get hard in the game, guess what? When the game over, he's still standing right there. So it might be an intense moment, but that's the time where you come, hey, Coach, now what you were saying, hey, this and this and that. I guarantee you, he'll talk to you just as normal. Just like when you didn't cut up in that class, he might get on you then. But later on, it's a reason for everything. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, fellas. And when y'all grow up and later on in life, you're going to look back and say, just like Coach was saying about his mom, like, oh, that's what he kept trying to get at. Oh, you might be in college making a play, like, man, you know what Coach used to always say this right here. And you might be laughing because guess what? That happened to me. Walking off the field at Alabama State. And it was a game we were playing Grambling, and I was kind of laughing to myself because one of my high school coaches, it was something for keeping leverage. And it was a funny way he used to say it. I can't say it on here. But it kind of came into my mind like walk while I'm walking off the field. Like, oh, he used to always say this right here. But that's just a special moment. And y'all got a special coach, man.
Yes,
Over there at
sir.
Tenoroc, man, Coach Smith, he doing a great job. And this somebody I wouldn't mind playing for myself. And I'm gonna leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and you're not down, or else you're gonna fall to the ground. It's the Life of Football podcast. Catch you next time.